Hi, Rashid, Kapadia here with another Vipassana Voyage video. Now, 9 months ago, I was in the midst of my first one-day Vipassana course. In fact, today would be day 6, 9 months ago. And am I so grateful that I attended and completed that course. Now, what I decided to do, recognizing that this was a long-term plan and a long-term endeavor, Vipassana, I decided that I'd keep a video log of my voyage. And to do so, I made a video before I went for the first course, and then I made one immediately after finishing the course, and I'm trying to do one every 3 months. So I made one 3 months down the road, I made one 6.5 months down the road, and this is 9 months down the road. This would be video number 5. Why am I making them? I'm doing it for 2 reasons. One is to keep a diary, just so that I can go back and see where was I, what was on my mind. And I have to say it's been useful, because prior to making this video, I went and listened to all 4 of them. And I said, oh wow, I forgot this, I forgot that. So it was a good reminder of where I was and some concepts I had that may have changed now. But I also do hope that it proves to be useful to people who are committed to doing Vipassana on a long-term basis. I have benefited so much from the Vipassana videos that people have shared, though most of them have been immediately after doing the course. I'm not seeing videos on the ongoing process and the struggle that, at least that I have had. So maybe this can contribute to that. If you are committed to practicing, maybe you're taking a parallel voyage as me, I hope this video proves to be of some value to you. Now, what have I done in these last 9 months? Let me place it on the record. First, I completed my first one-day course, Kaufman, Texas Dedicated Center. I'm so glad I did. I have tried to go regularly for the weekly sittings, which are local, but they're still 40-45 minutes away, and the monthly sittings, the one-day seminars. Weekly, I can't say I've been very good, and especially if I'm keeping up my practice for the full week at home, then I don't go on Sundays, because I do my 2 hours at home. But I've been trying to go for every single one-day course. So I've done 7 of those one-day seminars locally. What else have I done? I completed another 2-day course, dedicated course in Kaufman, Texas. I found it very useful, and I finished yet another 10-day course. Though this time it was service. I was not a student. I was the mail manager. It was an outstanding experience. I learned so much about how courses are run and why this movement is so successful. So that's where I have been for 9 months. 2 courses, one is a student, 2 10-day courses. One is a student, one is a server, 1 2-day course, 7 one-day courses, and weekly sittings as and when I need them and can afford and can make way to do them. I've also been trying to keep up my meditation practice daily, and this is what it comes down to. In fact, given my engineering background, I tend to keep Excel spreadsheets and try to keep track of what I'm doing. So I was tracking my meditation hours, and to my pleasant surprise, I found that on October 11th, I finished 500 hours. So yes, I can say I have had some success, and I should keep it up. Now, what was the purpose of this video? What is the most important takeaway from me in these last 3 months? And one stands above all else. I understand in a very deep way that to acquire mastery of the Vipassana technique, above all, it is about the morning sitting and the evening sitting, preferably 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. That is what everything is about. The one-day camp, the 10-day initial course is to get you started, and all the other courses are to keep your inspiration up, to keep your motivation up. But it is about practicing the technique every day, morning and evening. I got this. Practice with perseverance, but also with good understanding. In fact, this message, practice daily, hit home particularly hard in my September one-day discourse. September one-day seminar, where the closing discourse, about 18 minutes, our teacher S.N. Goenka starts like this. He opens the discourse with, "We have now come to the end of our one-day seminar." Understand the purpose of this one-day seminar. It is to keep up your encouragement, your inspiration, to maintain your daily practice morning and evening. That is the purpose. And then he says it, in his beautiful, kind way, but he doesn't mince words. If, for one reason or another, You started missing your daily practice. Then you started missing everything. This message hit home for me really hard, and I hope if you are not practicing yours, this encourages you to start again, because that's what it's all about. So a reiteration, my biggest reminder, takeaway from the last 3 months: if you don't keep up your daily practice, you're going to not acquire mastery on the Vipassana technique. So what helped me? I equate this with 3 or 4 other daily habits that I try to form. One is I want to eat sensibly all the time. Forget about too much fats and salts and sugars. Just eat small portions and eat sensibly, and do this for a lifetime. Do it on a daily basis. I've come to look at the Vipassana practice as food for my mind. So healthy diet for my software, for my hardware, for my body. Vipassana is the food for my mind. Do this daily. Exercise. We all know that exercising daily is essential. I try to do it. I hope you do too. But I've come to see Vipassana as yet another form of exercise. This is exercising for the software, whatever that is inside of me, to get more and more control and mastery over my mind, my software. That's why. Getting adequate sleep is essential. It should be done on a daily basis. I equate practicing Vipassana to be as important. And finally, I believe that on a daily basis, I must maintain good relationships with everyone. So these are like the 5 things I want to do on a daily basis. Some Vipassana, meditation, some exercising, eating sensibly, sleeping adequately, and having good relationships. Daily, no shortcuts. That's the way it is. And I hope you can see some value in that. Now, the question keeps coming in my mind, especially when I'm doing these sittings and I'm struggling. Why am I really doing this? Why am I spending so much time? Is it really worth it? What do I want to get out of it? I am clear. What I want to get is more peace and harmony. And I mean inner peace and harmony and outer peace and harmony around me. And I know for sure that the Vipassana technique will help me to get there, where I default to goodwill for everyone without expecting anything in return. All the usual benefits that are listed over and over again. And second is, I know that as I practice, I am gaining more and more mastery over the mind, and my mind wanders and it is wild. It is like that wild elephant he talks of in one discourse. But if I master this technique, that elephant can become very powerful and I can benefit from it. So that's what I hope to get out of it. Also, I need to focus on the technique, be more and more aware, more mastery of the sensations that are always taking place in your body, be more aware of them. And don't react. Equanimous. More and more awareness of my body sensations is a benefit I hope to get. Continuous awareness all the time, preferably 24/7. Okay, not when I'm sleeping. All the time without reacting is a benefit I hope to get from the 2 hours of Vipassana meditation on a daily basis. That's my why. Now, what has helped me to do this, to stay with it? I truly believe that if it wasn't for many support systems, I would have given up, and I wouldn't even have known that I've given up. Listening to the 10 discourses, I should say 10 plus 1 discourses, on a regular basis, reading the book, I have a book which is a summary of the discourses, has been very helpful. It keeps reminding me you can't take shortcuts, and every time I hear something new, some different sets of dots connect, some more realizations that this is a long-term endeavor. So watching the discourses on YouTube, listening to them on my audio player, all has been very helpful. And I don't know whether I would have stayed with this had I not been doing that. Going for group sittings weekly has certainly been helpful, but going for that 1-day monthly seminar has been extremely useful. Again, I doubt that I would have stayed. These constant reminders, and you speak with other people, they give you other resources and helping each other. It works. So had I not been doing this, I don't think I would have been as consistent, regular, and with the practice as I am now. What else helped me in these last 3 months? I will say that 2 books helped me more than I expected. Recently, I picked up this book. It's a free download from Pariyati. Anyone can get it. Our Vipassana meditation teacher S.N. Goenka, commemoration of the 1st anniversary of his passing. This book is amongst the nicest I've read because it's a collection of essays articles written by him, just put together. And you literally voyage with him through his life. From his time at the UN, from the time he was a young boy in Burma to the time he was an industrialist. There's a contemporary feel to the articles which have been written over decades. It's almost like you're going for a voyage with him. And somehow I felt more connected, not just to him, but to Burma, to Mr. Sayagi Ubakin, to this whole movement that is taking place. I got a sense that it is real. There's something... It's a terrific book. I can't recommend it enough. And it's very quick to read. So go for it. The second book that helped me is not directly related to our Vipassana. It is called Altered Traits. Science Reveals How Meditation Changes Your Mind, Your Brain and Your Body. And it is by two iconic, famous science writers and scientists, Daniel Goleman and Richard Davidson. This book clarified a lot for me, and I like science validation. This is as good as anything I've come across. But I discovered something that delighted me. In 1971, Daniel Goleman was traveling in India. He was a young man, and he went for one of Guruji's courses, S.N. Goenka's courses, in Bodh Gaya maybe. And he said he did 5 in a row. And it was formative in the voyage that he has taken for the 4 decades. And he says he keeps up his practice as much as he can, especially when he's not traveling. The next is Richie Davidson. I've heard people say that someday he might get a Nobel Prize for the work he has done, but he has been instrumental in bringing many of the world-class meditators into a science atmosphere and into a science environment and testing them, brainwave scanning, that sort of thing. He also, I think it was in the spring of 73, that he went and did a course, maybe in Darjeeling. And he said the ability to watch himself bear pain and not react was transformative. So here we are talking about 2 people who have studied the world of meditation deeply and have been involved in Vipassana meditation. You can't go wrong reading this book. Altered Traits. He says it beautifully. The purpose of meditation long-term is not only an altered state, it's an altered trait. So for example, what does that mean? Let's say I'm stressed, I'm sulking, I'm sullen, I'm angry, I'm stubborn, or any of those. And then I do a Vipassana meditation and I get into an altered state. Now I'm calm, I'm composed, I'm clear thinking. But that will only last for some time. He says the benefit of doing meditation long term is that it becomes a permanent feature. You are always in that state of being calm, composed, able to be clear thinking, concentrated, and they're able to see how software is shaping the hardware in the science. Fabulous book. I can't recommend it enough. If you're a serious student, both on the understanding and the practice, this is a great book to read. So I got to say this. I don't think I would have kept up my practice. Had it not been for this constant exposure to course materials, to discourses, to books, to the weekly sittings, to the monthly seminars. I don't think I would have done it. Also, this short discourse at the end of the one-day course, it's 18 minutes if you listen to it. But I went and wrote it down, and I can read it in less than 5 minutes. I found that has been particularly helpful in constantly reminding me, come on, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. There are no shortcuts. You cannot miss your daily sittings. Something else I think that has helped me is in almost any free time I get. Even if I'm watching television and the ads come on, I just try to focus on my breath. Mastery of the mind, Rashid. Mastery of the mind. Or body sensations. No reaction. Am I getting a smooth flow? So there's opportunities throughout the day to just catch little 1 minute to 3 minute opportunities to practice Anapana or Vipassana. And that I think has helped me, especially at night when I can't sleep. This ability to challenge yourself, control your mind, watch your breath, watch your body sensations. Everything is temporary. This has helped me to sit down with my morning sittings and evening sittings fairly regularly, as is the fact that I'm logging it. So if a few days I see 0, I know that I've got to change something. So this is where I, Rashid Kapadia, am. Today it's October 23rd, 2018. I'm 9 months down my voyage. It's been a great voyage. I am so grateful that I went. I'm so grateful that this is becoming a movement. I believe it has world-changing potential. I encourage you to start this voyage, think long-term, and work for inner peace and harmony using a technique. You can do this. Anyone can do this. I wish you the very best. Good luck.